That's what it was.
So in many ways, isn't the MVP of your campaign Mr. Jalen Brunson? Isn't it Jalen Brunson? Isn't that, sir, at long last?
I am glad you said Jalen Brunson. I thought you were going to say James Dolan.
No. Yeah. I was not going there.
So
Jalen Brunson.
I'm glad he's not running for mayor.
Yes. I wish you who looks at someone getting an opportunity, who's representing communities that have not been as representative, a Muslim, a young person, a progressive, a democratic socialist. You know, there are so many different communities that are looking to you, and this, I hate to put it on you, as a bit of a Jackie Robinson moment. And I know that probably wields some weight, but man, oh man, what an exciting opportunity.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best.
Thank you.
New paper alert, LLMs can get brain rot. I know I forgot to put the old brain rot up for you. Here you go. Ugh. Subway Surfer just for you, because I know you can't actually focus longer than a few seconds. A few good old Texas scientists have made a remarkable hypothesis that continual exposure to junk web text induces lasting cognitive decline in large language models. That's right, not only is it bad for you, yes, you, it's also bad for large language models. I know they're not humans, they're not actually thinking, they're not actually reasoning, but just some amount of brain rot makes them incapable. It greatly harms them both in how they solve problems and also in their behavior. First off, I'm only going to look at part of the test, the M1 category. I find M2 to be not that entertaining, and the results just seem a little bit confusing to look at. But M1, it seems a lot more clear that there's an effect of brain rot on these LLMs. So what is M1? M1 are going to be short and popular tweets is considered the brain rot. And then the control data would be long and unpopular tweets. You can imagine these as pretty much any LinkedIn post, right? Just teaching you about B2B sales and nobody cares. There were 5 separate setups, a pure junk one, like an 80-20 mostly junk mix, a 50-50, a 20-80 mostly control mix, and then a pure control mix. Now, of course, is the control not junk? I mean, I can't imagine that it's not just filled with crap, but the whole idea is that these short popular ones actually are the big problem when it comes to models. Each one of these 5 setups then go through continual pre-training. If you're not familiar with that, it just simply means like, hey, I already have a model that's been pre-trained and had instruction tuning on it, but we're going to do another round of pre-training on it. And that will inevitably adjust some of the model's weights and will kind of change its behavior. You know when ChatGPT used to say, hey, my training cutoff date was 2023 or whatever it was? This is a way that you can kind of avoid that whole situation.
A few more items on the to-do list.
On new data and then do some instruction tuning on the top of it.
Sometimes I think
a
of
well-behaved model with up-to-date information. All right, so after training it with all the junk in the control, it then tested against reasoning, long context, safety, and personality to see what happened when you fed it a bunch of short and popular tweets. All right, so first up on the test was the reasoning results. Now, the reasoning results were probably the most clear and shocking example of what short and popular tweets do to these poor LLMs, okay? They completely fell apart. To put it into perspective, by the way, Facebook's Llama 3 8B Instruct was trained on approximately 15 trillion tokens. These short and popular tweets were only 1.2 million tokens, so an extremely small percentage of all the pre-training data were these short and popular ones. Granted, it was at the end, so maybe they just have a disproportionate impact, but nonetheless, up top, you can see the junk ratio. So it's 100% junk on one side all the way to 0% junk. Remember, 0% junk. Junk, 0% literally just means long and unpopular tweets. So still very likely could be junk. They just obviously have much less impact on the model. And what you're looking at here is the reasoning test. They're using ArcAGI as a reasoning test. If you're not familiar with ArcAGI, here's a great example of it. So what it does is it gives the model 3 example inputs and then gives it a test, and the model is expected to solve this test. So let's look at the 3 example inputs. You're given this, you expect that. This, that, this, that. Pretty simple. This one, obviously, the answer would be that you're going to want to be able to just put yellow right here and here, and that's that, right? So that would be yellow right here, 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 and here, and then I'd have to draw the rest. I don't want to draw the rest, but you get the basic idea. This is meant to test the model being able to just give some basic logic puzzles and it be able to respond and understand what to do.